If you did not know, there is some chaos going on in Dallas right now. Of course, Rick Carlisle walked away from the head coaching position, a coach who had been there for over a decade, and Don Nelson left the front office position, or he was fired, one or the other. And then now they are going to be hiring Jason fucking Kidd to be their new head coach. Yes, fuck up Giannis's three-point shot, Jason Kidd. Yes, tell Jabari Parker not to shoot threes, Jason Kidd. Yes, having a player knock into him so he spills a Coke to get a free timeout, Jason Kidd. Yes, abuse his girlfriend, Jason Kidd. Not allegedly, like he definitely did that. He admitted to it. That Jason Kidd. And all of this happens after there is a report that suggests from the people up top in Dallas that they are worried about the future of Luka Doncic with that franchise, which is shocking to say the least because he's going into his 4th year next season, but clearly there has to be some smoke there, and that could be leading to fire. So given that hire, which is terrible and is going to blow up in their face, on top of the already bad stuff that's been going on in Dallas, this is not a great position to be in for this franchise right now. And if there is truth to this report that Luka Doncic could want to leave the Mavericks sooner than you might expect, well, if they're trying to amend that, they've done a real shit job, and I'm worried about the Mavericks and Luka Doncic as a result. So let's talk about it. Before I continue on with this video, about half of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed, so if you fall into that 50%, then subscribe. I'm trying to hit 200K on this channel by the end of the year, so it'd be much appreciated. Also, drop a like on this video. It only takes 1 second and makes a massive difference. So, I do need to clarify something right out of the gate. I want Luka Doncic to remain on the Dallas Mavericks. I want that. That is what I want to see happen for both Luka Doncic and the Mavericks. I really like that fit. I just like the idea of him being there long term. Why exactly that is, I'm not sure. It's probably a small market thing. I also just like, I don't know, I just like it. I want him on that team. So if you're a Mavericks fan, you're going to read this title and get mad at me. Trust me, this is coming from a place of concern, not from me rooting for this to happen, because I'm absolutely not. Rarely do I root for a team to lose their star player unless that franchise has just been insanely inept for a long period of time. Luka's going into his 4th year. I also am worried for what this actually means for the league as a whole, if it's possible that Luka takes his qualifying offer and then leaves after that year. Like, that would be a bad thing for the league if every team only has 5 seasons to actually build a team around a young star. I feel like that's not fair to those franchises, even if those franchises are not doing the best of jobs. Over a long period of time, yeah, absolutely. But I feel like this is taking player freedom, which I'm very much in favor of, to an extreme that gets to the point where I'm not really comfortable, because it gives teams no time to actually do anything, and it just leads to constant chaos, which chaos can be entertaining, but for the sake of my own sanity, and I think for the sake of the league, a bit of continuity is not a bad thing. Now, all that being said, if Luka wanted to go to the Chicago Bulls, then I mean, it's great for the league, and this is awesome. This is great news. But otherwise, no, don't. That would be bad. That'd be bad for the league. It'd be bad for the Mavericks, and I don't think it'd be particularly good for Luka Doncic. But now let's talk about this situation in Dallas. Jason Kidd is one of the worst head coaches the league has seen in the last 10 years, and the fact that he keeps getting head coaching positions despite being clearly inept is quite fucking annoying to me. It seems like because he has this pedigree from being a Hall of Famer when he was playing, he gets to get free coaching positions even when he doesn't really deserve them. It happened in Brooklyn, it's happened in Milwaukee, and now it's happening in Dallas. Almost happened in Portland. In fact, the only thing I can take away from this that's positive is that, hey, at least Portland's not hiring Jason Kidd. That's the only good thing. Jason Kidd does not appreciate the modern game. He showcased that over and over and over again with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was also showcased to be someone who held back talent, because literally as soon as the Bucks went from him to Mike Budenholzer, who's not even that great of a coach either, they took a significant leap. And while there was some personnel shift there, overall, he had Giannis building towards his peak in pretty much at least 85% of what he was his MVP year that followed, and what was it, like an 8th or 7th seed? That's pretty fucking terrible. So he has a terrible track record as a head coach, which is bad enough, but he's also a terrible person, so that just doubles down the shit pile here, I guess. Combine that with the fact that you're replacing Rick Carlisle with this guy. Rick Carlisle, who's been one of the most consistently above average to even borderline really good coaches in the league. He, of course, won a championship with the 2011 Dallas Mavericks, and he's been known and pretty well respected as a pretty damn solid coach. Probably not a top 5 coach, but definitely in the top 10, and a consistent guy in the top 10. And consistency from the coaching position is not something you see much in the NBA, so when you have that, you want to keep it as long as you can. They lost that because the Mavericks front office has been a clusterfuck, and now they went from basically like this, like here's a metaphor for you. It's like going from Damian Lillard to Etuan Moore. It's a pretty big fucking fall off. It's like going from The Last of Us Part 1 to The Last of Us Part 2. Now then, when you look at Kristaps Porzingis's absolutely abysmal, disastrous contract, another guy who's not a great person, by the way, then it just looks like an even uglier picture is being painted here. Right now, it looks like there is a whole lot of incompetence and not a whole lot of flexibility being built around Luka Doncic. You want flexibility and you want competent players and competent coaching, and it looks like the Mavericks are going to have neither of those two things right now. All of this does not inspire confidence in the future of this team. Their flexibility going forward is very minimal. The only thing you can hope is that after this next season, which is not going to be good for the Mavericks because Jason Kidd sucks, is they fire him and get a new coach who fixes that, but then you still have the contract situation. So if you are worried that Luka Doncic is going to leave your team because of incompetently building around him, well, you just incompetently built around him, so good fucking job avoiding that one. If the Mavericks are trying to show Luka that they are committed to building a championship caliber roster around him, then this is a fucking disaster of a job trying to prove that. It's like Luka Doncic said, give me gourmet meals for the rest of my life, and then the next day you gave him an egg salad sandwich that had been sitting in the sun. Right now, the Mavericks are stuck salary cap-wise. They just had a massive coaching downgrade. A lot of their first-round picks, or at least a few of them for the future, they do not own and can't trade at the moment because of the Stepien rule from the Kristaps Porzingis trade. I think there's still 1 or 2 picks left in that deal to be taken, and they're going to do nothing more than really being positive plateau. That's being positive is saying that they'll probably plateau next year. So this is not a good look. This next coming season is not going to be the season for the Mavericks or anything close to that. And because of that, Luka Doncic, who is already apparently looking at this franchise a little giving a little side eye, for them to be in this position with that going on, you should be worried if you're a Mavericks fan. And I'm worried as someone who wants Luka to stay on this team and someone who cares about what him leaving would mean for the league. If the reports about Luka Doncic being unsure about his future in Dallas are true, then he's no more sure now than he was a few months ago. Probably less so. So, not a good look for the Mavericks right now. And honestly, the way it's going, I'm expecting Luka to actually really push the boundaries of what a player can and cannot do player freedom wise, because he might just take his fucking qualifying offer and the Mavericks are fucked. Shout out to Rudy for editing this video, but that's the end of this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more NBA content like this, and cue the outro music.